WWE morale drops following Vince McMahon's return. Plus, an AEW star faces post-surgery issues, and multiple NXT stars were backstage at Raw last night. It's all in the wrestling news right now. To the shock of no one, morale is in a weird old place since the return of Vince McMahon to the boardroom. What a funny few days it's been.
Less like boardroom, more like sad room. Am I right, kids? Am I right? Dave Meltzer's been on Wrestling Observer Radio.
Vince McMahon has just resigned from the board after hearing that sick burn. Ross has done it. Ross has saved wrestling again.
Cheers, thank you very much. Dave Meltzer's been on Wrestling Observer Radio saying the morale was much better without Vince McMahon. Now everyone's worried again because it's like if Vince is in charge, they're going to sell. Does this mean they're going to try and start doing cuts again? Well, maybe. Because that's what a lot of people got to that conclusion, didn't they, when all the cuts were happening during 2021 and 2022, didn't they? Like they're streamlining everything before getting ready for a sale. They're streamlining everything. No limes involved.
I mean, they might be liming as well. Yeah, that was the general consensus that we got, was that it was a streamlining effort to make the company a bit more appealing to a prospective buyer. I can't see that occurring because I think the sale's going to happen very quick now. I don't think this is the case. I think all the streamlining has been done because obviously there have been some hire backs, but not everyone has been hired back. I mean, they've shut an entire brand since then, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any more of that to be done, but we will certainly they have reason to be concerned, what with the last few years and all. If they're not going to be precious about your job during a pandemic, they're not going to be precious during this particular period where everything seems fine.
I was saying yesterday, in the short term, obviously it's concerning for the wrestlers with the streamlining in the past coming back to the forefront of people's minds. But in the long run, once this contract that Vince McMahon's apparently come back to renegotiate with the TV companies is done, what will the new people do with, you know what I mean? Because there'll be someone else renegotiating the contract after that, and they could imagine if they just cancelled Raw and SmackDown. It was like, we'll just sit on the library, we'll just own that on our streaming service and not do anything else with the live wrestling.
This is something that we said on Friday. It's a very real possibility that a major company could come in, buy WWE, run it for a bit, and then go, actually, we'll just keep the library. We don't want to keep making new episodes. That could very well be how it goes.
Because how many millions or billions is the library worth? 40, 50 years of televised content.
I think the current market value for WWE is $7 billion, just under $7 billion, which to some companies is a large chunk of the cheese. But for somewhere like Amazon, that's like buying a newspaper on the way home, that is. Dave Meltzer also talked about the aforementioned sale of WWE, saying the idea of selling right now is safer than waiting. It might not be the right move, but it is the safer move. For maximum wealth to Vince McMahon, the maximum wealth is to sell the company. Now, he doesn't need the money, but he may want to sell, get the money, and have a deal where he is in charge. And this is something that we talked about in a video that we did yesterday, whereby Vince getting in now before the sale happens kind of gets him in a comfortable position on the board for when it sells. And they'll just go, we'll just leave him in charge of the company.
He's the guy who facilitated all this, so he must be doing great things. Let's keep him in charge.
Now, despite this, Meltzer believes that if more revelations about Vince McMahon come out, whoever owns the company won't blink just to get him gone. Like there's no loyalty there. If Amazon, if Jeff Amazon buys WWE, and these things come out about Vince, they go, well, you're sacked, off you go.
Yeah.
Get gone. And that's it. There's no long-standing loyalty. It's just, okay, we'll find someone else to run this company, or we'll mothball it.
Yeah, we've paid the money for it. We'll run it how we see fit. We don't care about the past,
If anything, Vince could take the ship down with him in that case.
Yeah, I mean, that might be his goal. Just to inject it with the poison. Do all that sort of stuff.
He did predict it 20 years ago, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was a very slow burn that he did in the NWO days.
It's terrifying, Tom. It's a terrifying time for all concerned. I hope that us content creators are put at the forefront of everyone's minds who are doing this deal. Just remember, we've got jobs to do.
It's fine. I'm thinking of starting a football channel. All the cool kids are doing that these days.
Hold and give.
Kyle O'Reilly flavoured news to start. We haven't seen Kyle in action since June last year. September, he went under fusion surgery for his neck, and he's given us an update on the Instagram, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's dealing with a post-surgical issue, which he'll disclose at a later date. It's caused him a lot of frustration, and he spent the last few months of 2022 with anger and confusion. I mean, we just got to wait and see what that thing he discloses at a later date is to see how severe. It's just sad to see. Kyle is incredible. I love Kyle O'Reilly.
He really is. He's talks a lot on Instagram about how he's looking to come back stronger than ever. He's got so many different obstacles to overcome. He is type 1 diabetic, which means that his diet has to be restricted in certain ways, so he's working his way around that. He talks about the impact that all of this has had on his mental health as well. He still doesn't know when he will come back, even if he comes back. Like, he leaves it very open-ended on this Instagram post where he says, a new me is a necessity to ensure that I will once again have the honor and privilege of walking down the ramp and stepping through those ropes. So he keeps it very open-ended as to if we'll see him at all. I hope we do. My gosh, what a force of wrestling nature Kyle O'Reilly is when he's switched on.
He goes on to say as well that we'll get to witness a glimpse into how he rebuilds and retrains himself for that return. So that's going to be interesting to see on one perspective. But, it's also another terrifying thing, isn't it, Tom, that the possibility's there. Yeah. They might not come back.
We'll send him bestest wishes, of course. PW Insider, give us an update on Xavier Woods. Banged up, not 100% clear to compete. That's coming out of PW Insider. This weekend, during the house show loop, we saw the New Day face Pretty Deadly, your friends, on the Saturday. And then on the Sunday, it was Kit Wilson and Kofi Kingston one-on-one with Woods and Elton Prince in his corner. It's a good name.
They had them Pretty Deadly debut in Alabama and down in that bit of the world. I don't know why they would choose that particular part to have a gimmick like Pretty Deadly debut there. But,
I love that they did.
Yes.
I love that they did.
And apparently it worked wonders because PW Insider did report on their story. Words are hard, aren't they? And we're told that Pretty Deadly did a really great job on the WWE Live events over the weekend. So putting them there, giving them that crowd to hate them, was really good. Yeah.
I see them on SmackDown by the year end.
They're really. You can see them when New Day are with them on NXT. I know a lot of people don't watch NXT, but seeing New Day with them on NXT and having New Day make them do things that they don't want to do in order to get a title shot at the New Day's titles, it's just, you can clearly see that New Day really do have fun working with them. They just get wrestling, they get the humour of wrestling, and are just doing good things.
Yeah.
They had to go and try and find a Christmas list for them before Christmas, and include like Ahmed Johnson's Legion of Doom shoulder pads and stuff like that.
I love it.
And the honky tonk man, but then Xavier Woods realised you can't actually purchase a human being.
More of that from Pretty Deadly, please. Not purchasing human beings, but certainly doing more shenanigans on the main roster. I can see that happening. And it led many to think they might be backstage at Raw last night. They weren't. There were a few. I know. I was hoping they'd do something on main event, but I guess they're holding back for maybe SmackDown after Mania or Raw after Mania to do all that good stuff. There were some NXT guys there last night.
Oh boy, was there. Odyssey Jones is there. Fantastic prospect. A massive man. Just a wonderful athlete. But also Come Tuesday was there. It's the second time in a matter of months that Come Tuesday has been at Raw and on main event and doing stuff like that. So there we go. Come Tuesday 2024 WrestleMania main event confirmed.
He was literally in the main event last night on main event. This is the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, just think, if you're watching main event now, you're probably going to watch stuff that's going to end up in a WWE 24 documentary in a year's time. Where it all started.
The origins of Come.
Comes
Rise to whatever.
That's my favourite book. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe and love you.
We should say Come Tuesday is Von Wagner from NXT, just in case you're new to Cultaholic.
We don't need to say that.
Should say, there's always new people tuning in.
You know what? Surprise your friends, amuse your enemies. Come Tuesday.